Hey guys, it's Vic, and oh no, did you see that sub count? Remember when I made that video for the Q&A like 3 weeks ago and said, hey guys, we're gonna have a Q&A on Saturday? Well, this video is going up on a Saturday. Maybe not the right Saturday, but it's the thought that counts, right? Needless to say, we have a few more subs than 1,000 now, but the Q&A has to live on. There are so many people who I'm just so thankful for that I was able to, befriend and still talk to now, even though things have changed. So if I've ever interacted with you even once, thank you a lot. And to all the people I'll probably interact with in the future, thank you too. Buckle up and sit tight, because we've got like 50 questions to go through. We're gonna blitz through as many of them as possible. PugDoggyKing says, Callie or Marie? I own a Marie plush and a Marie amiibo, so I'll say that I would go with Marie. More than a few people asked who inspired me to do YouTube, or some variant of this question. So, back during my Splatoon 1 days, I always loved watching Whitehawk, Rocket, and Dude, and there were a couple other people that I used to watch on and off, but usually I was mostly on Twitch watching stuff. Last year, in about March, I think March 23rd, March 26th, I bought a capture card and made a YouTube account with the intention of using it as a nice little personal archive. I really liked their content, and I didn't really want to step on what they were doing, but I kind of wanted to make something similar to the stuff that I really liked. One of the bigger concepts out there about YouTube is that if there's something that you would like to see, it's pretty likely that there are people out there that would also want to see it. If you want to start a channel, make a channel on the things that you would want to watch, and other people will come naturally. The personal archive thing didn't last for very long, especially because I started to find a lot of really nice content creators when Splatoon 2 was coming around, like Etz. I got to meet the guy personally one time. That was pretty cool. He's really nice. The fire that he has for the game and how he just keeps improving makes me want to get better too, honestly. How I've used YouTube has surely evolved over time, I guess you could say. Like, I didn't intend for it to end up like this, but I don't think anyone's complaining about where the channel has ended up. So, you're welcome. LemonLimeade asks how my stay at YouTube has been. It's been pretty good. I've made a lot of good pals, and I feel like the good times are gonna keep on going. I know that if the channel keeps growing that things could get hectic, but I'll try my best to hold on. I love making people like you happy, Lemon. Lime. Link Mountaneer asks about the video that must not be named, huh? Well, there was one thing that got me started more than Vian's video. Vian's collab, definitely helped. The effects have been endless and they're still going. The content that I make keeps getting more views than it used to. So, thank you, Vian. The other video was a Splatoon 1 video that was, I think, named Rainmaker Ranked Hacker in a Squid Party. It was a video where, we had a lobby. It was a few days before Splatoon 2 came out, and there was a hacker in our room. He disconnected, and we just ended up squid partying for the rest of the match. I put some commentary on the bottom in the form of text, chucked it on YouTube, and nothing happened. For 4 months. Near the end of December, after I got out of class, I started making content again, and I guess the YouTube algorithm must have done something, because my old video from July, that video, the hacker one, blew up like crazy. Suddenly I went from having absolutely nothing to getting thousands of views in like a few weeks. And a lot of people found me through that, and that's how I kind of jumped real quick from 100 to 300 subs. So I would say that video was the first shove, and anything I do now is extremely helpful. Nintendo Madness asks how I found Splatoon 2. I did not find Splatoon, or Splatoon 2 actually. I bought Splatoon for my sister's birthday, back right before release, because her birthday was, I think, a day after release. So I got a Wii U, and I got Splatoon, and we both slowly fell in love with it over the course of about a year, and then we got more involved after that. I really liked watching competitive stuff on the side on Twitch, so that's kind of where I hid for a really long time. I would say that Squid Storm 2017 was the first real big thing that I did in the community. But the first big thing that I was involved in watching was definitely Squid Storm 2016, which made me actually find out a lot of people in the community. After that, it was all downhill for your innocent friend Vic. I love burst bombs for their versatility. Also, they're just super nasty, and I used to play them all the time in Splatoon 1, so they have a very big place in my heart. And I guess special-wise, maybe Rain? I really love the Rain Cloud. I just don't have any weapons yet that can use it. MkPell asks, what ability would you enjoy most, and should it be on other types of clothing? I don't know what ability I enjoy most. I guess, I like having special charge up all the time, but that doesn't really apply to your rules. So, if we talk about non-chunk abilities, I would definitely like it if Opening Gambit and Last Ditch Effort weren't both limited to hats. It'd be really fun to be able to run both at the same time, to get the benefits of both. It would probably be a little broken, but hey, that's why I want it. Even better, put Opening Gambit on the hat, Last Ditch Effort on the shoes, and then let me keep wearing Ninja Squid on my shirt. That sounds like a fun time. Pup's asking a whole bunch of questions. What made me like Splatoon 2? I was way too far deep already with Splatoon 1. Everything was ramping up. It was the middle of the summer. I only had one job. It was time to play games. I was also on my old team at the time, and I really wanted to have fun with them. I only play Splatoon 2 in TV mode. If I have to play it off of the TV, I'll do it with it on tabletop and not handheld. I don't like playing motion controls with handheld. AJ asks what kind of island I live on. Well, I literally live on Long Island, which, like its name says, it's just a really big island in New York. If anyone ever tells you they're in Long Island instead of on Long Island, they're wrong. And I know it's after your mom's birthday, but I hope she had a good one. Mtgamer asks, question, will you do all weekend streams like Saturday 1v1s? I wish I could, but I have work usually on Saturdays, so I probably can't. Once things go a little smoother, I'm gonna get an actual stream schedule going. At the minimum, we're gonna have 2 or 3 streams a week. Vasko asks about the first video game I ever played. It would probably be Super Mario Brothers for the NES, because my parents owned a NES and they gave it to us to use. But the first game I have significant memories of would probably be Tetris for the Game Boy Color. We had like 3 copies of Tetris for the Game Boy Color for no reason at all. We just always had a copy nearby. I love you, Tetris. Rock the Shift asks what my favorite song from Splatoon 1 or 2 is. Chirpy Chip's Friends List is one of a really good one. The Saucy Goat asks why my name is Vicvillon. Vicvillon? Vivian? No matter which way you pronounce it or mispronounce it, it's a pun on Victoria and Vivian. And that's really all there is to it. I used to like really mediocre puns. And I'll probably laugh at any pun I get told. I always have to fight to actually not laugh when I hear a pun. My pun game is pretty bad though. I miss my days of puns. But yeah, on that note, when I made the channel, I thought the Pokemon's name was pronounced Vivillon. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm Vicvillon. Hey guys, Vicvillon here with another YouTube video. And then I realized soon after it was Vivian, but it was too late. And I still call it Vicvillon, even though it probably actually is Vicvillon. Oops. Gabriel asks about Smash 5. Well, I mean, I like Smash a lot. It was the game I bought a 3DS finally for. I got one of those, the 3DS XL, bought a little skin for it. It has, like, pretty blue stars. It's really nice. But, to watch the direct for it, I actually missed a little bit of class. Like, the direct started and I was watching it from the bus, and watching it when I was walking to class. And I was gonna turn off the darn thing and just go to class. But of course, Splatoon happened, so I sat down and watched the rest. Maybe, 20 feet from the staircase to go to my classroom. Please don't be like me. Friends, go to class. And I'd say when you're going into a new rank, you have to accept that people in that rank are probably gonna be better than you are. Like if you just worked your way up through B+ and now you're in A-, or maybe you did really, really well and now you're in A, there are gonna be 3 types of people in that lobby. There are gonna be the people from B+ that happen to get to A, the people who truly are A rank in skill, and then people who were in higher ranks but fell back down. So they have a totally different set of experience than you might have. You have to understand that unless you're able to quickly adapt, you may not do very well in the new rank, and that's okay. Just try to make it to the OK bar and learn as you go. Do you see a weapon that's working really well, or maybe you're having a really hard time against it? Why not try it yourself? Learning to adapt and play is one of the best ways to get better at Splatoon 2 really quick. If you rush in 4 or 5 minutes straight, whether you won or you lost, you're not really gaining anything. Try to learn from every little thing you do. Vian asks, hypothetically, if you were an urchin who loafed in Octoling, how would you earn their love? Well, I don't think you're gonna be able to earn her love without showing her you care in some other way. I don't know how, but you can make your interspecies love work. Have you tried staying positive? And if this Octoling happens to be a very famous pop idol, maybe you should consider joining her team for Splatfest. Omega asks, when is Hacker Squid Party 2, Vic? And honestly, that's probably whenever Samuel or some other hacker gets those hacks to work online. I guess this time I can voice the video if I'm lucky enough to have it happen live. And maybe Nintendo won't demonetize it completely this time. Please give me my video back, Nintendo. But yeah, hopefully we don't reach the point where we have hackers going around in ranked and I need to make that kind of video again. John W. asks if I've ever been to a LAN, and heck yeah, I've been to a LAN or two. I've been to Long Island Splat 1 and Long Island Splat 2, along with Squidstorm and Beacon. I hope to go to more LANs soon too, but not Smash and Splash because I'll be too busy then. If you're watching this video before June hits, you should know that Smash and Splash registration is currently closed, but you can watch all the action online. I'll leave a link to Smash and Splash below. Basically, the LAN happens at a big water park? I think it's a place with a water park attached. So there's the venue, and there's a water park, and there's Smash, and there's Splatoon. I know that probably sounds pretty obvious, but I'm sure at least one person here won't know what Smash and Splash is. They'll be having a huge tournament there too, run by EGTV, so it'll be streamed on Twitch. M asks if we can start an era of Vic. Please don't do that, thanks. And my favorite piece of gear is definitely the Takaroka mesh hat. I really love that hat. I know I don't have it on my Squid Sona for my YouTube thing, but it's one of my favorite hats. I have it on my alternative outfit for my custom Jet Squelcher build. It's really good in this game because it has tenacity through Annie's shop, and that's really good for backliner players. It's also a really cute hat. I have the one that they sold at the Nintendo World Store, although it's blue instead of purple, but what are you gonna do? And is cereal a soup, or is soup a kind of cereal? I'd say that cereal is a type of soup, not that soup is a type of cereal. It's like a cold soup, like a gazpacho. Mason asks, congrats, and did I ever think I'd get to 1K on YouTube? And to be honest with you, I didn't at first. Like, when I first started the channel last year, I didn't really have any intention of doing much with it. It was always going to be just a little archive for me to put little gameplay bits and pieces here and there. Maybe if a friend wanted to see me play Jet, I'd be like, oh, here's that gameplay of a Jet I did maybe 5 months ago. Here, come and watch it, you can see what I did, see how I can get better, see how you can get better, and we can talk about it. And that's how it stayed for the longest amount of time, until it didn't, because I was like, hey, people kind of like my things. And then the Hacker Squid Party video completely exploded hilariously, and now we're at where we are now. So now, at first I didn't think we'd get to 1K, but now I'm not surprised, and I'm not really expecting that 2K is going to be hard to get to either. Now, if we're talking big boy numbers, like 10 or 100K, I don't know how large the YouTube community is for Splatoon, and how long that would take, but I guess nothing is outside the realm of possibility. It would just take a really long time. But hey, I'm in it for the ride. And similarly, Michael asks if I expected this many people to like my content, and my answer to that is no. No, not at all. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna put gameplay up. And then it became more than just putting gameplay up, and I don't really mind that. I like what I'm doing. Anton's got a few questions here. He asks, Squid Sisters or Off the Hook? Which is really hard, because they're both really unique, but I'd probably go with the Squid Sisters, because I love them so much. But if you made me pick between Marina and Pearl, I like Marina's personality more, so I'll probably go with Marina, but they're both really good idols. Why do people want me in their collabs? Well, the only people I've really collabed with are Vasko, Fire Roka, Vian, and Cardell, but hopefully it's because I'm a lovely pal. Roka and Vasko's friendshipping definitely helped the channel kick off, and obviously, as your hashtag blame Vian there shows, Vian putting me as the voice of Marina has definitely helped the channel significantly. From the point of recording this, looking at my sub count right now, we're almost at 1,600 people. That's almost double the amount that it was when Vian put out the other video on 420, the original one, the commentary video with Marina and Pearl. So, if we keep doing those, I'm kind of scared what's gonna happen. Although being scared is probably the wrong word for it. It's like I'm really happy about it, and I hope that it keeps going well. I just hope that even if the people go up really fast, I'll be able to still do what I can for everyone. And yes, I will happily take your cookie. Is it white chip macadamia nut? Because that's a good one. Burrito Cheese asks, I know you showed it on Beacon Vlog, but what do you look like? Well, I can fix that just by doing this. Hold on a sec. And the lighting's pretty bad in here, but I swear, I do my recording in this lovely closet. And this is me when we're outside. Looking up my phone kind of hurts because the sun's pretty bright now, though. Yoshi24 asks, what map do you want from Splatoon 1 back from Splatoon 2 that hasn't been announced? I'd really like Museum de Alfonsino back. That was one of my favorite maps. Remember when Museum Zones used to be in rotation all the time? I loved it. It was such a good map to me, and I'd always rank up during it. And then I'd rank down when it wasn't Museum Zones. So, Ronland asks, congratulations, Vic. My question would be, how did you find Splatoon? And to be honest with you, I really don't remember. My sister really wanted to get Splatoon for her birthday. And her birthday is on May 30th. And Splatoon 1, came out, I think, like, either a day before or a day after. So, I bought Splatoon 1, and our parents pitched in partially to get a Wii U. And I got all that stuff, and we fell in love pretty much immediately. Since then, there's been no looking back. You may asked about my initial thoughts on it, and when I first picked it up, I thought it was really cute and really fun. I was so bad. I actually stuck to playing analog controls for a good, maybe almost my first year of playing Splatoon 1, which is a really long time. And once I turned on motion, I actually got out of the B ranks and climbed directly into A, where I stayed for quite a while. When I first played the game, I didn't really interact with too many people. I mostly just read stuff online, watched Whitehawk, and kind of just enjoyed myself for what Splatoon was. But after a while, I started watching more of, like, you know, the greats, like Fuzzy and Resbit and all those early time Splatoon players, and realized there was so much more to the game. One of my greatest moments of growth towards being able to play Splatoon with others was watching the fundraiser stream for the Squidstorm 2016 event. I remember staying up so late and just watching all these people that I kind of knew, but not really knew, have all this fun. And I was like, I want to be a part of that. And after that, I worked to become more of a part of that. Tominator the Dominator asks what my favorite weapon to use in each mode is, including Turf War. I'd say my favorite weapon kind of changes with the meta, because I kind of evolve with the meta, because you kind of have to. But my go-to will always probably be the Custom Jet, the Sloshing Machine, or the Slosher Deco. Those ones are my favorites. The Custom Jet and me go way far back. And even further back than the Custom Jet was the Dual Squelcher in Splatoon 1. Even if they chopped it in half and made it into a dualies, it still has a very big place in my heart. Playing the Dually Squelcher in Turf War is really fun too. So that's definitely a big favorite. Toasty Man says, yay, congrats! You totally deserve it. Now on a 2K. Well, it's coming maybe sooner than we think. And do I have any hobbies? Well, when I was in the earlier years of college, I used to be in a bell choir. I also used to be able to play piano, and I love to sing now. When I'm not playing Splatoon, I might be doing something like watching YouTube videos on other things that aren't Splatoon. I'm a sucker for stuff like reaction videos. Like, you know when there's a big event like a Direct, and then everyone's like, oh, this is my reaction video to the Direct. And a lot of those get like 20 views because not everyone watches them. But there are a few that go huge because a lot of people happen to find that one particular reaction video. Well, imagine that one of the 20 views on those smaller ones is me. Because it probably is. I can waste like a whole day just watching reaction videos. It's pretty bad. And I'll probably just stick to Splatoon. I'd like to stream other games for fun sometime if people wanted to watch. Like do Mario Kart maybe. But I can't see my content really moving away from Splatoon 2. Honestly, I can't really see myself playing other games too much because I'm just so involved in the Splatoon 2 community at this point. I'd rather help this one grow. Jackson Smith asks, do I have any pets? And if yes, which kind of pet? Well, for your lucky knowledge, I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I'll link an old tweet thread below with my pets in it. My dogs are much older than my cats, but they all live together in vague amounts of harmony. My dogs have famous people names, Dean Martin, who is a Maltese, and Bridget Bardot, who is a Chihuahua. And then our cats just have silly names. The older one's name is Ziggy, he's orange and white, and the younger one is Tippy, he's black. Tippy's a weird cat because his mom was a stray, but the mom was like a random breed, and we think the dad must have been like a Persian or an Angora or something because he's a really fluffy Persian-ish looking cat. He's also a very hungry boy and steals food from all the other animals and makes a mess, so he's out there doing his best, and I love him. And I love all of our other pets too. Mosh asks, what tips would you give someone just starting competitive Splatoon? Join a bunch of Discord servers. The Splatoon servers are kind of hard to find, I guess, because the community is so, like, split up that at this point everybody's kind of all over the place all at once. Like, if I didn't have a list of places to go, I probably wouldn't know where to start either. Everyone will say that the first place to go is the Inkacademy, and they're not wrong. From the Inkacademy, you can find links to a lot of different Splatoon servers. Some competitive players have their own little hidey holes, but the public spaces are very good too, especially for trying to find people to play with. If you want to go true competitive and join a team, you should probably join some kind of free agent recruitment server. I can link one below, and I probably will for you, Mosh. When it comes to playing weapons that are competitive, I would say play what you want, see if you can get good with it, and if you still feel like you can't keep up, try playing one of the more meta weapons. Like, as of recording this, the Tenatech Splattershot is getting really popular really fast because the Inkjet's really strong right now. So if you're looking for something to pick up, the Tenatech might be a smart idea. You can be really aggressive and paint, which is kind of hard to do when you play more of the long-range weapons that lots of people are playing, like the Rapid Blaster, for example. Eren Yeager asks, Forge Pro or Custom Jet Squelcher? Custom Jet Squelcher, hands down. The Forge Pro is really fun and it has a lot of good opportunities that come with it, but the Custom Jet has a special place in my heart. It was really the first weapon that I picked up to play super competitively, and it's the weapon that held me through S+ in Splatoon 1 for so long. I wouldn't be where I am without the Custom Jet. It's also a really nice pocket to have, and according to a lot of people, the Custom Jet is good now, and I don't really mind that. That'll mean I can bring it back, and that'll be really fun. In case you didn't know, the Custom Jet also does outrange the Forge Pro by just a little bit. Squid Party asks, do I think I can reach 2,000, 3,000, or more subs? And the answer is, yeah. I think it can happen over time. Like, you see all these Splatoon people with like 5 or 10k, so I feel like if they can get to 5 or 10k, I can probably get there too. I don't know how much higher than that I'll be able to go without some kind of changes, but I'd be satisfied with wherever I end up. I think the key is that the more popular you get, the more people will start to talk about you. And when people start to talk about you without you having to make content, it means that you're naturally going to grow even if you don't do very much. I hope there's not a point where I have to do very little in order to be noticed, but as long as people keep liking my content and who I am as a person, I'll happily keep making stuff and earn more subs, probably. I hope that doesn't come off as, like, conceited or anything. I really do think the channel will continue to grow. And with the summer here, the possibilities are pretty much endless. If you have any suggestions on things you'd like me to try, let me know. Lib asks, what's the strangest thing you have experienced in Splatoon? Well, minus the hacker and the squid party thing in Splatoon 1. Maybe the first time I saw a squid party? That was pretty dumb. I was like, really confused, because I was like, why aren't these people playing the game? We're trying to play Splatoon right now and win. And these people are just having a fun time and not actually playing the game. I remember not liking squid partying at all when the game first came out, because I thought it was a waste of time. Hey, you could be leveling up your stuff or getting more gear, but you're here flopping around on the floor? Why? And then I just learned that's just something people like to do. And I grew less bitter about it over time, and now I find squid partying pretty fun. Ooh, Luna asks, do you like to travel? And yeah, I do. I don't get to travel very often, but when I do, I really have a lot of fun doing it. I've never traveled outside of the United States, though, but I've gone to a bunch of places like California, Michigan, and Florida. In fact, I'll be going to Disney later in June, so that'll be another time to travel. What countries would you wish to visit? I would probably want to go to Chile, and then maybe also somewhere in Europe, because I have a lot of friends there. Australia is not out of the idea book either. Unfortunately, traveling outside of the States probably won't happen anytime soon. I'd really like to, though, someday. Yum Sushi the Best asks what my best gear and favorite weapon in Splatoon 2 are. Well, you would guess from my banner that I prefer the outfit I wear there and I love the sloshing machine, and that's not wrong. I think those are one of my favorite gear and weapon combos. But I think one of my best weapons consistently might be the Jet Squelcher still. The custom jet really is good to me, and there are a lot of different gear sets I wear for it. I like to have some kind of swim speed when I play, as well as having some kind of special charge. But the gear on my main squid is definitely one of my favorites. It's the house tag denim cap, the FA01 jacket, I think it's called, and then the green high tops. It covers all three of my favorite things. A little bit of mobility, a little bit of ink recovery, and just a hair of bomb saver so I don't run through all of my ink too fast. Lord Jav'n asked what my first impression of Pearl was. I thought she was cute. I didn't notice the forehead thing at first. I thought she was nice the way she was. I think the forehead memes are kind of funny now, more than anything. I think they've really fleshed out her character really well, and it's done good things for her. Like, she's just this cute squid having a good time, with a little too much money on her hands. But, I don't know, I love her. I want Pearl to be happy, you know? I'm really excited to know more about her and Marina in the Octo expansion. Jared Plays asks, where did you hide the cookies? I don't know what you're talking about. They're not here, or not there, or not around. I think they're gone. I think we're not gonna have to deal with those cookies anymore, so definitely don't look for them, alright? You're gonna pretend that they're not here anymore. Maybe they're back at your house. You should go look for them there. Alex asks, what Splatfest would you like to see in the future, and what team would you join? One time in Japan, they had a Splatfest for, like, playstyles. I think it was more or less aggressive versus defensive. And I'd love a Splatfest over here like that. Even if we don't copy them, maybe we do something like fighting the opponents versus going after the objective in ranked. That'd be fun. I'd probably join the fighting the opponents one, because I forget about the objective sometimes. Sean asks, when did I start playing Splatoon? I started playing Splatoon when the game came out. We had it on release. And thank you for the channel love. I'm really glad I can have you around, Sean. The worst thing about having Splatoon at release was that we just got the Wii U too, so we had pretty much no idea how to use the console. Part of playing Splatoon 1 was not only playing Splatoon 1, but also making sure I could have my hands around that gamepad. And now, honestly, I still miss the gamepad. Scrub Queen asks, what does being a member of the Splatoon community mean to you? I would say there are so many different types of members of the Splatoon community that you can do whatever you want. Some people focus on Splatoon just for the game and don't care very much about anything else, where they'll just, talk about the game's mechanics and talk about how to make the game better and how to make the game worse, what their favorite weapons are. And that's a type of person that exists, and that's cool. Those are mostly competitive players. They usually don't come out of their shell too often unless they're really eccentric and friendly, which is okay if you're not. But then there are more happy, community-based people. Usually they stick to being more semi-competitive players. Maybe they're really good at the game and they just want to play Splatoon with their friends and make more friends to play with occasionally. These are the people that maybe will go on YouTube. They'll enjoy making memes and having a fun time and just figuring out what's available from Splatoon 2. Even if these type of people don't really have an interest in getting better at the game, some of them do, but some of them don't, they're still a really vital part of the community. They're the people that seek out new content creators like myself, or like other people, and help make the community what it is. And then you have the people that are either number 1, bad at the game but just love the community, or number 2, maybe they don't even own the game, but they just love the concept. There are lots of people that love Splatoon 2 but still don't own a Switch, for example, and that doesn't make you any less of the community than anyone who does own the game. Sure, you can't directly have an effect in the events of the game, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the game for what it is. I think anyone can be a member of the Splatoon community if they want to be. It's really easy to get in, and it's also really easy to get out if you don't want to be a part of it anymore. And I think the people here are really nice. We don't have too many bad eggs, and that's something I'm really happy about. Wind asks, can you do a collab with Vian? More than I already have? Maybe? I don't know the answer to that one. It'd be fun sometime, but I know he's real busy. I guess I'd rather let other people have a chance to hang out with Vian too when they can. But if we ever have an aligning idea, I'd be down, heck yeah. The W Gamer asks what my favorite Pokemon is. Cyndaquil. It will always be Cyndaquil. I love Cyndaquil so much. Which day of the week do I think is the best? Maybe like Tuesday? Tuesday isn't Monday, and Tuesday is still pretty far away from the end of the week responsibilities. So it's usually a pretty nice day overall. Like, I wouldn't pick Thursday instead of Tuesday, because usually on Thursday you have to worry about everything that has to happen on the weekend. Do I like snow? Sometimes. Snow is nice, but when there's too much of it, it kind of is a hassle, because I have to drive around to class and everything. But it's really pretty to look at. This is the cat asks, do I plan on doing any gaming with the face cam on? That would be cool? No, I really don't. Like, it would be fun, but the only face cam I currently have access to is the one on my laptop. And I'm sure that people know from hearing my stuff that my laptop doesn't even have a very good microphone. And I know for sure that the face cam on it is not great. I've used it before for video chats. It'd be a fun future idea, maybe. Favorite anime, if any? Mountaneer asks. Well, I haven't watched any anime recently, but I liked the one that Splatoon did the collab with back in Splatoon 1, the Squid Girl anime. Did I cry at the end of Season 1 like a little baby? Absolutely yes. Gabriel CM asks, do I know Vasko in real life? No, I have never met Vasko in real life, and according to where he lives on Twitter, he lives nowhere near me, so I don't think that's gonna change. And do I know the way? Yeah, I know the way. My sister and I found the meme on Twitter a few days after it came out, right? So we thought we had this hot, spicy new meme that we were gonna share with our friends. And of course, when we got to our friend's house to lovingly share the meme, our friend was like, hey guys, I want to show you guys this video that I found on YouTube. I think it's really funny. And she pulls up the original The Way meme video, and we just sat there like, no, it didn't beat. So next time you find a really good meme, share it with your friends fast, so you can get the jump on them. Maya asks, do I have a favorite breed of dog? I really like the Yorkie Terriers. They're really cute. Our first dog was a Yorkie, and my cousin has one now, so I still get to see them every once in a while. They're smart and cute, so there's really nothing wrong about them. Brad asks, if I had any superpower, what would it be? Probably maybe one about time. I'd like a little more time to be able to prepare for stuff like exams. I know the school year is done for me, but I guess thinking back on the semester, I know that time was my greatest enemy, so I don't think I'd mind having a little bit more of that. You could use a time power to, like, not be late for work. You could use a time power to get an extra hour of sleep, as long as the time power doesn't have terrible side effects or anything. Like that movie Click. Do you remember that Disney classic, Click? Erick A.H. simply asks, port mackerel? I'll simply reply, yes. In all seriousness though, Port Mackerel was one of my favorite maps on Splatoon 1, and they didn't really change it around too much in Splatoon 2. And it's still pretty much the best map in the game for the Jet Squelcher, so I give it a thumbs up. But it's also like never in rotation when I play, which makes me really sad. Seth asks what I would like to see Nintendo bring into Splatoon 2. Maybe some way for private battles to actually instill the rules that we try to do? That'd be pretty fun if you could actually make it so it's like charger only, instead of having to say, hey guys, we're only gonna play chargers this match, please play only chargers. And maybe in that kind of game mode, it would be able to give players who are missing the item the gear that they should have. Like, let's say someone joins in and they don't have a charger, maybe they'll get the Splat charger generically given to them. I think that would be a really nice addition. Since the weapons aren't really attached to your account in any way, besides the turf inked, I don't know how hard it would be to implement that. Pokesai asks, what would you want in Smash 5 for real? I don't have a quick answer for this one. Maybe Paper Mario? I saw someone do a video on how Paper Mario should be in Smash 5, and that'd be cool. I can imagine they'd give him some kind of unique role. Nintendo keeps making all those Paper Mario games, but they haven't really done very much with Paper Mario outside of Paper Mario, so why not? The first meme answer I have for this, though, would be like Birdo. You know, the female-looking Yoshi? They could put Birdo into the game. Ooh, Jeremy asked, what is your favorite song? If we're talking about mainstream songs, probably back in 2013, Pompeii by Bastille is one of my absolute favorites. When I went to college for the first time, the marching band was playing that song, like, far out in the distance after I parked. And at that very moment, like standing outside, hearing them play that song, I knew I was at college, and it felt really good. Their other music is also super good. Thank you, Bastille, for existing. If we're talking like songs for singing, though, I love Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. One time I blew it at a women's choir tryouts because I sung that like the first time around instead of waiting to use it at callbacks. I set their expectations so high for the second time around. It didn't go too well. That song was introduced to me back in high school. I think it was maybe 10th grade. We went on a trip to Albany in New York, and there was a women's choir that was singing it there, and I fell in love. I knew I had to learn the song and get good at it, and it was so worth it. Miss Echo Official asks, I have a question. What inspired you to voice act? Nothing really. The voice acting with Vian is an act of friendship, honestly. Well, nothing really inspired me to act for Marina. I do like using different voices for different little funny things. When my sister and I were younger, we used to voice over, like, bad roleplays that we'd find online, or bad roleplays from ourselves when we were young from, like, Neopets. But the point being that we would give them all really dumb voices for fun. So yeah, innocent roleplays, bad fanfiction, dumb comments. That's where all the voice talent comes from, I guess. And I know I'm making the community happy by doing it, so I definitely don't mind at all. Ooh, Roka asks, congrats on the 1K. Who has a cuter squid, me or Vasko? Aesthetically pleasing, Roka, yours is cuter. Vasko's would be a style I'd be more likely to wear, though, but yours is cuter for sure. Kazukid asks, Inklings or Octolings, and will you buy the Octo expansion? I like Inklings more. They're really cute. I like them so much. Like, the Octolings are nice, and I'm definitely gonna play the Octo expansion and unlock the Octoling, but I don't know if I'll actually change my Inkling to an Octoling when I'm all done. I'm really excited for the storyline that's gonna come along with the Octo expansion. I really want it to come out. I hope the amiibo, like, do something for the expansion as well. That'd be a really nice tie-in. BarryDaBee Man asks, what's your favorite game besides Splatoon or Splatoon 2? A game that probably has the most positive memories associated with it might be Pokemon Omega Ruby. That was the first Pokemon game I got during the 6th generation, and the only one that I got during 6th gen. But it was so good to be part of, like, such a big community. I know the Pokemon community has changed since then, and they're still great. But, you know, I'm probably done with that for now. The hugeness of the community and also just how nice everyone was just drew me in. Kind of like the Splatoon community now. A favorite old game of mine would definitely be Kirby Air Ride, though. Kirby Air Ride is probably older than a good chunk of the people who are gonna watch this video. But if you ever get the chance to play Kirby Air Ride, I promise it's a whole bunch of fun, at least for a few hours. I can't put my love for Kirby Air Ride into good words. It's such a good game. Well, really there's, like, not very much content in it, but it's all up to your imagination. You can make Kirby Air Ride a good game if you believe hard enough, and I sure did. Green asks, number 1, is Green a best friend? Let this answer for you. And that's it. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this Q&A if you watched the whole thing, whether you watched it in maybe one burst, or if you split it up over the course of a few days, maybe watching 10 minutes here and there. I honestly do really love you guys a lot for sticking around and watching my stuff. I hope that this summer and into the future I can continue to make the content that I'd like to see, and the content that you would like to see as well. In the end, all I really want out of this YouTube channel is to grow and to help other people grow too. For example, if you ever get stuck playing Splatoon 2 and have some kind of question, don't be afraid to give me a ping or shoot me a DM about your problem, and I'll try my best to help you out. I want to do what I can for you guys. I hope I'll see you guys at 2K, 3K, and whatever else may come next and later in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day!